Well, I'm really happy to be here with you. I love my readers so much, and I wanted to basically share. So the good news is, for those of you who are now with me, I finished my manuscript for the new book, and I submitted it to my publisher, HarperCollins. So the new book is finally done. After 1 year, almost to the day, the new book is done, and the manuscript has been submitted to HarperCollins. And I'd never want to waste your time, so what I thought I'd do while the completion of the manuscript is fresh in my mind, I wanted to share some of the lessons I learned writing this new book. And so hopefully it'll be valuable to you as you pursue your creative longings, as you exercise your creativity, whether it's to build a bakery or start a startup or write a screenplay or write your poetry or or handcraft a beautiful life. So I wanted to show up here and announce that the manuscript of the new book is done, and then walk you through 5 lessons that I've learned from writing this new book over 1 year on the nature of creativity and the value of artistry and what it takes to push your best work into the world. So let's get right into it. Number 1, OAD. OAD is an obsessive attention to detail. So for those of you just joining, I've just finished the manuscript of the new book. It's been submitted to HarperCollins. OAD means an obsessive attention to detail. I probably went through the book 20 times. Or even more, getting every single line right, every single model right. There's models in the new book. Let me see if I can actually pull one up. It'll be the first time that I show one of the models from the book. Here. So one of the chapters of the book it's called the GCA Index for A-Lister Performance, and there's the model. And so the amount of time I spent on the models, the amount of time I spent on every single line, the amount of time, there's poetry in this book, the amount of time I spent on the languaging was pushing my craft to the jagged edges of my potential. And so the first thing to remember when you push your magic out in the world, OAD. What it takes, I believe, is an obsessive attention to detail. You want to have, I love this word, painstaking devotion to getting the craft right. And that's really what it's going to take. Second, make fresh tracks. So I used to be a skier, and skiers have a term called fresh tracks. And basically it's about getting up early in the morning and being the first person on the mountain. So you go down in the fresh powder and make fresh tracks. And when you do your creative work, I encourage you to think about that. Make fresh tracks. Go where no one else has gone. It makes me think of Miles Davis. Miles Davis mastered his craft, and then once he mastered his craft, he broke the rules. And he started playing jazz music like no one had ever done it before. And so I encourage you, learn and then master the rules of your domain, of your field. And then once you know that, and you know how the traditional great ones of your field do it, trust your instinct and take your field where no one else has ever taken it. So make fresh tracks. That's number 2. Number 3, trust your craft. So I've been going through what I call artistic insecurity over the past 3 days. I've submitted the manuscript, and maybe it's the egoic mind is saying, maybe you overwrote it. Maybe you reached for too much. Maybe the blend of productivity ideas and spirituality ideas are too strange. And I think the very nature of pushing your best work out in the world is you're never going to know if you got it right. But this is where point number 3 comes in. Trust your craft, trust the muse, trust your higher power. Do your best and then let life do the rest. And so I've given my best. If you're just joining me, I finished my manuscript of the new book and I submitted it to my publisher on Thursday. But you have to trust your craft. You have to trust that the higher and better part of you knows what it's doing. And if you give your best in utter devotion to push your magic into the world, what you've done is meant to be. Fourth point, exhaustion is a symptom of devotion. Exhaustion is a symptom of devotion. I'm really tired right now. I mean, I feel strong, but I think at a core level, I feel very tired intellectually, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so this fourth point, exhaustion is a symptom of devotion. Exhaustion is confirmation that you've given your heart and soul to your work. You're supposed to be exhausted. You're supposed to be deleted. You're supposed to be empty. If you have worked with love and care and deep devotion for service and honoring your promise. Final insight I'd offer to you is success is achieved before the publication. Success is achieved before the publication. What do I mean by that? Well, whether this book sells one copy or many copies, I think it's already been a massive success. And I know that's very contrarian in this world that celebrates value by success in the world. But I believe success is achieved before the publication, because just writing this book, just working on it for 1 year almost every day, just handcrafting every line, just the manuscript was 500 pages in November. Now this is the new book, and now it's 271 pages. Yeah, it's 271 pages. So, but just going through the process has taken my craft to a whole new level. It's taken my discipline to the next level. It's taken me as an artist and me as a human being to the next level, because what I had to invest in making the book. And I think that's the real value. And whether it sells one copy or many copies is not the real focus, I think. So anyway, I hope this Instagram Live has been of service to you. I tried to give you 5 valuable ideas that will help you in your creative work as an entrepreneur or as an artist or as a parent or as a human being. Let me look at... So Jabru, I'm going to go to your questions, or I'm going to go to your observations. So Api doing details make fresh tracks. Yes, the 5 insights, OAD and obsessive attention to detail is what it takes. Number 2, make fresh tracks. In other words, take your field where no one has gone. Don't be a copyist. That will never get you anywhere. 3, trust your craft. Trust it. Trust the quiet whispers of your intuition. 4, exhaustion is a symptom of devotion. If you're not exhausted at the end of the product, whether it's a screenplay, a manuscript, a business plan, you haven't gone all in. And number 5, success is achieved before the release of the work into the world, because it's made you into a better artist and a more disciplined person and a greater servant leader. Okay, what else? Could I say the 5 again? I just said them, so I hope I repeated those for you. Let's see. Yes, don't be a copyist. That was one of the points I made. I mean, I think if you're copying other people's work or copying the work of people you admire, you're not trusting your own greatness. I think copying other people's winning formula is a symptom of a lack of intimacy with your own bravery and brilliance. It's a lack of confidence. Neha, you're such an inspirational soul. Thank you. Sushant, love from Mumbai. I love Mumbai. Everyone's asking about, or many people are asking about the name of the book. I'll be announcing the name of the book I want to make sure that my publisher, HarperCollins, is ready for me to announce it, but this is going to move very quickly now. I'll be showing the cover of the new book over the coming weeks. The cover is currently being worked on. Someone asked, Sahid, how to be happy always? If you're a human, you're not going to be happy always. And why the value that we must be happy always? Why can't we be sad? Why can't we be discouraged? Why can't we be happy? Why can't we be brave? The very nature, I believe, of a fully alive human being means some days you'll be happy, some days you'll be upset or angry, some days you'll be brave, some days you'll be timid, maybe even within 1 hour if you're really intimate with your emotional life. Catch, Kate. Any advice for self-publishing? Sure, self-publish. Do it. That's my advice. Get it done. No excuses, no hesitation. Do your best work and self-publish it. Harshit says it's okay not to be okay. That's actually one of the chapters of the new book. In a world where we are told we have to be perfect, we must be happy. We must put a brave face. I'm just going through the manuscript. I want to show you one of the chapters of the new book is exactly what you just said. It's okay not to be okay. This new book it's part memoir too. It was a dangerous book for me to write because I've shared a lot of my struggles in the book. I've shared a lot of my hard times in the book. And I did that because it was the right thing to do. It was healing for me to write about it, but it was also, I don't want you to think I'm some kind of a guru or some kind of a special person. And by me sharing some of the tragedies of my life in this new book, then maybe you'll get the lesson so you don't have to make the mistakes I made, if they're really mistakes. And you just get to understand it's okay not to be okay. People are asking, when's the new book coming out? It will be coming out in some countries over the coming few months, and then it will roll out across the world, I would say, over the next 12 months. Okay, let me see if I can get some more. Can you provide tips? This is BJ Bing Best. Can you provide tips or books to help with letting go? A lot of the new book is about letting go, because I believe one of the greatest of all spiritual lessons is let go. Let go of people who hurt you. Let go of things that disappointed you. Let go of the person you were before. Let go of your former life. Hasn't 2020 been an exercise in learning to let go? And so what I want to offer is one of the greatest of all human evolutions is learning to let go and just be in the moment and accept whatever life sends you with grace in your heart and peace in your mind. And yes, that's the sport of the masters, but it doesn't mean we can't start the practice and the journey of getting there beginning today. Someone asked, please guide on how to avoid negative thoughts. Again, there's many chapters in the new book about avoiding negative thoughts. And This is, again, very counterintuitive, but the best way to avoid negative thoughts is not worry about your thoughts and start to clean up your emotional trauma. And that will lift your energy, which automatically starts to upgrade your positive thoughts. So there's a lot in the new book on how do you become more positive, because I think in this world right now, so many people are suffering from negativity, suffering from toxicity, suffering from high velocity change, suffering from not feeling good enough, suffering from feeling they need to look like other people do on Instagram, which is mostly an illusion, suffering from this comparison trap, suffering from the change of the pandemic. And so I really try to invest a lot of time in the book to offer knowledge to help people become more positive. Not positive so we can have every day happy, because that's just an illusion. Just to upgrade our mindset through heart set purification so we can do amazing work and we can navigate the change we're going through. Someone said, Sinar, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, come to Turkey. I just received an invitation to speak in Istanbul, and I'd love to come back to Istanbul, and I want to thank all my Turkish readers for being so supportive. I want to thank everyone who's here with me right now on this Instagram Live. If you're just joining me, I made an announcement at the beginning of this Instagram Live. The manuscript of my new book was submitted. I finished it on Tuesday, and my new book is done, and the manuscript has been submitted to my worldwide publisher, HarperCollins, so the book will be out soon. We are rushing to get the book out to you as quickly as possible. I will announce the name of the book over the coming weeks, and I think you're going to love it. Hola from Colombia. I have a lot of readers in Colombia, and I just want to say muchas gracias, and I'm grateful to all of my Latin American readers as well as to my readers right around the world. I work for you. I love you. And this is not a platitude. I don't just show up here and say things that you want to hear. I feel great. It's a great privilege for me to serve. I feel great honor for me to serve and write these books and do these videos. And I take your trust very seriously. And please know I have given my heart, my soul, everything I had to give in this new book. And it's a strange book. It's got spirituality and metaphysics, and it's got very heavyweight productivity ideas and leadership ideas. And I think it's unlike any other book in the field, but it's sort of the world I walk. I work with heavyweights in business, but I also am a spiritualist and very much am on my own path and my own journey. And I believe, so I walk two worlds. And I'm in the world, but also in the wilderness. And the book really represents the balance, I think, of being in the world, but not of the world, being successful in the world, but not really buying into the game too much and trusting your own inner power. You want me to recommend some books? At the end of the new book, I actually have 25 books that have changed my life, but I'll recommend some books. One is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. What a great book. Of course, I'm going to say The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. The Way of Mandela Way by Richard Stengel. As You Think by James Allen. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Well, those are some of my favorite books. Johan, how are you, Johan? You say that I'm quite the Stoic. I love the Stoic philosophy, but one of the things that doesn't resonate with me is sometimes I feel, with all due respect to Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, sometimes I feel they're very much in their intellect. So I love Stoicism, but the idea of heart set that I introduced in the 5 a.m. Club is very important. I don't think you can just go through a difficult time and intellectualize it as Stoicism, be strong, because that leads to emotional denial. And again, in the new book, I write a lot about this. That's the issue I have with positive thinking. It's if you're going through heartbreak, then you can't positive think your way out of heartbreak. You need to feel the heartbreak to get to positive thinking. And that's the issue I have with deep respect for the Stoics. It was very much it seems very much an intellectualization around difficulty, which dishonors our emotional realm. If you've read the 5 a.m. Club, you know, I believe we have 4 realms, not just mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. And all 4 of those interior empires need to be escalated and cultivated for you to do amazing things in the world. Jorge says, come back again to Colombia. I'd love to. I've been to Bogota many times and San Andreas, and it's a fabulous country. I can't wait for it to be safe to travel again. I miss traveling so much, and I can't wait to be back to Europe and back to Asia and back to Latin America and through North America and back into Africa and, of course, the subcontinent of India, et cetera, et cetera. So we're all excited about that. Look, I hope this has been valuable. I appreciate your time. The new book is now done. It will be out over the coming months, and I can't wait for you to get it into your hand. I think it's certainly a very contrarian book, and it's like nothing I've ever read, and I hope it's going to be of great service to you, and I wish you all the very best. You take great care, okay? Bye-bye.